Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. My name is Mark, aka Amahamian. It's been a long time. It's been a very long time. Hope everybody's doing well. Um, I'm here literally just to say what's up and I don't know, get back into the swing of things, so to speak, in a way. Um, I've just been chilling. You know what? I didn't add any audio. The audio input capture. Make sure we get everything. Browser, cable A. Oh, that. We'll drop audio down a little bit. Well, welcome to the stream. My name is Mark. It's been a long time. I used to do this thing where I'd wake up in the morning and I would do morning motivation. Now, this morning motivation was not to motivate people, but it served as a way for me to keep myself motivated, you know, waking up in the morning, doing things that were hard for me to do, giving myself time for reflection. I guess honestly I kind of use these live streams as a journal in a way, because I like to I don't like to hop on here with a plan. I mean, I guess back in the day I used to have maybe a sentence, a word, a statement that kind of drove the whole experience, kind of laid a foundation to build on every day in a way. But coming in and not scripting anything, not having like a large plan or anything like that allowed me to kind of have a stream of consciousness that just continued. Allowed me to just kind of, like I said, kind of journal. It's kind of like I almost treated it like a journal entry. So every morning I'd wake up and, maybe find a motivational statement, cliche or something like that, and try to break it down practically, like how that kind of mapped out, how that looked in my everyday life. Because while cliches are cliches and you hear them all the time and you're kind of like, what the fuck is that? You're kind of like, okay, whatever. But they become cliches for a reason. They get to that status, these statements and these things, they end up becoming cliches because there's truth to them. People hear them so often and hear this so much that it feels weird. It feels like you're just saying something because it sounds good. I think honestly that's what cliches are for me. Is you just hear them all the time and you're like, okay, that's just something that sounded good, made a little bit of sense, and made everybody feel a lot of bit of good. I don't know, but there's a hidden wisdom inside these cliches that you find. There is I guess let's think of a cliche. Can't teach an old dog new tricks. Cliche. But the truth to that being that someone stuck in their ways, someone who's known something for so long or not known something for so long or operated a certain way for so long, it's hard to teach people new things. When you live in a world where you do something, you learn it, you know, I think a lot of people spend their childhood, you know, obviously a lot of people, everyone spends their childhood learning new things and figuring different things out. So you get to a certain point in life where you don't want to learn new things. You don't want to go through the huss and the fuss and the muss and the fuss and all that stuff to figure out new things. It's almost like, man, I don't have time for this. When you're young, obviously learning anything, doing anything, time sucks, but it's not like oh man, my road is coming. I gotta start to think about what I want to do with my time because I'm going to run out of time. That's as you get older, you start thinking along those lines a little bit more, and you either are scared because you're like, well, I want to do this before I die, or you're like, forget that. I ain't got time for this. I don't want to learn something new. And you know what? I think it's important for everybody to at least be able to admit to themselves when they're not willing to learn something new, because you can always learn something new. You could be 60, 70 years old and learn how to play video games. All of these things that people put limitations on. You know, this is another cliche that people, you know, use a lot. Is like, I'm too old for this, too old for that. You know, I don't know, I can't do this, blah, blah, blah. I'm getting old. But you realize there's a lot of streamers who are 50 and above playing video games that, you know, I'm playing, and I'm 36. And I suck at a lot of these games. But I know that if I dedicated myself to a game, I could learn a lot better. I become a lot better. You know, it's at some point the ease of learning goes away, but if you stick with something long enough, you'll learn something. You won't stay the same forever, at least. Because if you're truly learning it, then you're not going to stay the same. But if you're just kind of pretending, you know, to do things, work that way. Anyways, yeah, look at that. I always find my way into deep conversation very quickly, even when nobody's having that conversation with me. You know, I think different colors. Ooh, honestly, I think I enjoy doing this. I think I enjoy getting my thoughts out and I guess reaffirming some thoughts. I don't know what it is. Talking on filling out a journal. Doing all these things that people, you know, suggest to do. Filling out a journal. Keep a whiteboard and all these things. Oof, I try so hard to stay consistent with things like that. I can't do it. I can't do it. I shouldn't be saying I can't. No room for I can't. It's not something It's not a word we use in this house. But I have a very, very hard time with consistency in taking drugs. It's no secret. It's I've in the past I've had lots and lots of issues staying consistent with things. I mean, for how many morning motivations did we have about just, you know, filling out my whiteboard and trying to get the things of my day done? And you know what? I kind of am in the same place where I'm like, all right, I want to try and do this. I want to try to get a vlog. I want to try to get a video done. I want to try to get this short done. I want to try to get, I want to keep trying and blah, blah, blah. But one thing, we can go back to the cliche, can't teach an old dog new tricks, because I'm being a little stubborn and not learning any new tricks. It's been 5 years, you know, when I can't remember exactly when morning motivation started, but it's been over 5 years. Didn't even notice how long it's been. Time goes by so quick, you don't even realize. And then while it's happening, it feels super slow. And then you get to a certain place and you realize, oh wow, it's been going really fast. And just like that, 5 years of your life is gone. You know, I moved from Illinois to Arizona. And no matter what I do, for some reason, you know, I met my wife out there. I'm in Illinois. I'm back in Illinois now. Have since moved back. But to this day, Arizona feels like I hit pause on my YouTube video, went and watched another video, and now moving back to Illinois is like resuming that old video again. One thing I have to get better about is letting life happen. At times what I do is I'm always waiting for things to be a certain way for me to start living my life, so to speak. You know, waiting to get this, I don't know, this house I'm waiting for, waiting to get this job I've been waiting to get these things. And sometimes I'm a victim of my own wants, my own, you know, I want to have a great life, but I'm like, you know what, once I get into this house, once I have a house that I like, you know, I can have a workout room, I'll work out every day, blah, blah, that don't happen. You know, once I get in this job, I'll start saving this money. Once I start making this amount of money, I'll start saving money and I'll start doing things. I'll start paying my debt. All these things, you know, you always tell yourself, I'm going to do this when this happens. I'm going to do this when this happens. And oh man, the dangers of I'll do this when, you know, I'll do this when I'm comfortable, or I'll do this when I feel like I'm making enough money. I don't know. There's this thing about making plans for a future that isn't promised. You don't just get a future because you feel like you deserve it, and you either work hard for the future that you want or you accept the future that you're given. And that is a random drawing of what you're gonna get. You never really know. So you take control over, and you know what, and this is not me teaching things. I'm not teaching someone these things. This is literally me just thinking through these concepts, me just, you know, kind of having a conversation with myself until there's people here to have a conversation with. But waiting until this or that, I have been wanting, this is the thing, I've been wanting to do this stream for a long time. I've been wanting to make videos for a long time, and I just haven't. And this stream in particular, I haven't done. You know, I'm waiting until I get to a certain point, waiting until I do this or that. And at the end of the day, I need to just go and do it, you know? And maybe not much comes of it, but A, I enjoy doing it. And B, maybe something does come of it. But either way, if I enjoy doing this, you know, and it helps me, you know, just even if it's just talking through a few things and getting used to the situation again, you know, it's worth something, you know. I guess if I was, see, what would I be doing if I wasn't doing this? I'd be working on my business. But I think this can be considered part of that in some ways, you know, but either way, I'm not working right now. The factory I worked at shut down, so I got laid off. I have been at home working on my, you see it right here, this thing right here, embroidery business. Got a few sales. Go check the website out if you have not yet. Embroiderly.store. Embroiderly.store. Embroiderlee.store. And check it out, see if there's anything for you. Honestly, anybody who's here, it should be for them, honestly. Gamers, computer nerds, people like you guys. I got designs for all of you. I actually have a couple of new designs that I need to upload and have not yet. Actually, let me bring it up for the sake of doing it. Been working on different designs and such, and I can't seem to find one that that other people are gung-ho about. Pause. This is a design I just recently came up with. Hey, what's going on there? Fix that. It's a design that I just recently came up with. And so I've been working on this, trying to get this ready, to be honest. I got some designs that I mean, I think are dope. Goku, Gohan, all these different things. I really enjoy doing this so far. The act of Making these has been fun for me. Doing the everything, the designing and embroidery. This is what I was doing for the past few years. Running an embroidery department for a business, colleges and churches and stuff. I really liked working with the machines. That was one thing that was really cool to me, and I wanted to keep doing it. So I bought myself an embroidery machine, and I've been practicing doing my own things and making my own stuff, and here we are. Definitely challenging at times, and just like YouTube, it is, challenging to do something. I think that's the hardest part about anything that I do, have done, and will do is, when you're hoping for a specific outcome, something, you're hoping for some outcome, whether it be people enjoying what you're doing, buying products, it's tough to deal with it not being, it just not working, people not wanting what you're doing. I think I've learned a lifetime of putting forth effort for very little, if not no, return. I've spent a lot of time, making videos and doing these things, and at some point you wonder, like, okay, when are my efforts fruitless? When are my efforts not worth it anymore? Or is that just how it is? Is that just how things work for a long time? That's what you see in TV and this and that, that's how life works for a while. If you're trying to do something crazy, you get nothing. You feel crazy. You hear these stories all the time. And then one day, something happens that changes that. Has that happened for me yet? I've not enjoyed that part of life yet. I hope to, but for now, I'll keep trying, keep doing my thing. That's true. What the hell? Why does that happen when I do that? I wonder if I can see here for a second. See here for a second. Copy, erase, paste. Okay, make them the group. All right, let's see. And that one part should be a nice little block for me. It works right. Let's go. Let's go. We got ourselves a block, which means now extension. Anyways, yeah. You know what? This is what I've been doing. Embroidery, making shirts, hoodies. I got a few designs. Look at that. Nice little controller. Just pause. Finally got that to work the proper way. Because you know everybody's been on that pause tip. Got it. Ladies and gentlemen, we got it. So now it's just time to test out sewing this. So that'll be next. But anyways, I want to thank anybody who stopped by to listen, to say what's up, to hang out for a little bit. I will be trying to do these more often. I used to do them every day. I don't know if I can do it every day, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do what I can. I like doing these. When you guys were here, when there were people here, I enjoyed talking with you guys. Love to see you guys again. I would love the conversation, but that's all I got for right now. Again, embroiderly.store, embroider lee.store. Embroiderly designs on Etsy, and you can also find me on the TikTok shop, same name. Would love to see you stop by, grab a shirt, grab something. I'll show you guys the website real quick. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. Hopefully I can come back soon, or be here consistently and stuff like that, but this is what I've been working on as of late. Anime hoodies, gamer shirts. Just trying to do something I want to do. Be nice to work for myself instead of working for other people. Got some Halloween hoodies available. Friends. We got a controller. We got a few things. But yeah. Oh yeah, right here. Here's the website. Limited time Halloween designs available. The embroiderly.store. Embroiderly designs. This is my website. Come here, check out any of the shirts I've made, the hoodies. You know, one thing this website, it doesn't display any sales going on. Let's see, is there any sales? Didn't say it, but let's go ahead and make ourselves a sale going on. Off. Let's go ahead and can we activate this again? Activate. Yeah. So now activate discounts. Boom. So you mean to tell me when you look at these prices, it doesn't show you that there's discounts happening right now? Seriously? You have to go all the way back to school and check out. Let's see, you go all the way over there. Let's see, you trash it. Oh. So we gotta heavily advertise the sale. That's what we'll do. Either way, thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I'll try to be here again. If you guys have any questions, hit me up. If you want to just hang, let me know. But anyways, I'll see you guys when I come back next time. And we'll see what we have to talk about then. Anyways, have a good day. Peace.